You've got $1,000 sitting in your checking account right now. It's been there for 3 months, maybe 6. You keep telling yourself you're going to do something smart with it, but every time you open your phone to start investing, you spend 2 hours reading conflicting advice on Reddit, close the app, and decide you'll figure it out later. And here's what's actually happening while you wait. That money is losing about 3% of its value every single year to inflation. So your $1,000? It's really worth $970 in terms of what it can buy. And next year, even less. I'm going to show you exactly, and I mean exactly, where to put that money today. My name is Nolan, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart people make terrible money decisions. And look, I get it. You're 25, you've saved up your first real chunk of money, and you're terrified of screwing it up. Every influencer says something different. TikTok's screaming, Bitcoin. Reddit's saying index funds. Your cousin who works in finance is talking about individual stocks, and you're just sitting there thinking, I don't even know what an expense ratio is. If you're someone who has money saved but feels completely paralyzed by where to put it, this video is going to remove all the guesswork. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it helps you. Okay, here's the thing nobody wants to hear. Before you invest a single dollar, you need to answer one brutally honest question. Do you have an emergency fund? And I'm not talking about, I could probably scrape together some money if something happened. I'm talking about 3 to 6 months of basic expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account that you don't touch unless your car explodes or you lose your job. Here's the math that most people don't realize. If you invest your $1,000 and then have an emergency next month, you're going to have to sell those investments possibly at a loss, and you might even pay taxes on any gains. Even worse, if you don't have the cash, and you put that emergency on a credit card at 22% interest, you've just completely negated any investment returns you were hoping for. So, here's your decision tree. If you have zero emergency fund, put that $1,000 into a high-yield savings account. Right now, in 2026, you can get 4% to 4.5% APY at banks like Marcus, Ally, or Wealthfront. That's $40.45 per year with literally zero risk. It's not sexy, but it's smart. If you have at least $1,000 already saved for emergencies, now we can talk about investing your new $1,000. If you have high-interest debt, anything above 7 to 8%, pay that off first. I know it's not the exciting answer, but if you're paying 18% interest on a credit card, there's no investment on earth that's going to reliably beat that. Still with me? Good. Let's assume you've got your emergency fund handled and you're ready to actually invest. This is where people get stuck for months. Which app do I use? What if I pick the wrong one? Here's where it gets really interesting. For 95% of people watching this video, the brokerage doesn't actually matter that much, but I'm going to give you the exact answer anyway. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity or Vanguard. Why a Roth IRA? Because you're young. You're probably in a lower tax bracket now than you will be later, and everything you put in a Roth IRA grows completely tax-free forever. You pay taxes on the money now, but when you retire, and that $1,000 has turned into $30,000, you don't owe a single penny in taxes when you withdraw it. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,000 per year. Your $1,000 fits perfectly. Now, you might be thinking, but Nolan, I can't touch that money until I'm 59 and a half. Actually, wrong. You can withdraw your contributions, not the earnings, anytime, penalty-free. So if you put in $1,000 and it grows to $1,200, you can always pull out your original $1,000 if you really need it. You just can't touch the $200 in gains without penalties. Why Fidelity or Vanguard specifically? Zero account fees, zero commission on stock trades, zero minimum investment for most funds. They're not paying me to say this, they're just the most beginner-friendly options that won't nickel and dime you with hidden fees. Look, I'm going to save you years of mistakes right now. Do not buy individual stocks with your first $1,000. I know it's tempting. I know your friend made money on Nvidia. I know TikTok makes it look easy. But here's the reality. Study after study shows that over 90% of individual investors underperform the market average. Professional fund managers with teams of analysts and Bloomberg terminals underperform the market average. You know what doesn't underperform the market? The market itself. Here's what you're going to buy: a total stock market index fund. At Fidelity, that's FZROX, Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund. At Vanguard, that's VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. One fund. That's it. You now own tiny pieces of over 3,500 companies. Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, but also the random industrial companies and healthcare firms you've never heard of. If the US economy grows, you make money. It's that simple. The expense ratio on these funds, 0% to 0.03%. That means for every $1,000 you invest, you're paying between 0 and 30 cents per year in fees. Robinhood looks free, but some of their practices actually cost you money in hidden ways through something called payment for order flow. We're not doing that. Okay, you've got your Roth IRA open at Fidelity. You've decided on FZROX. Now, do you invest all $1,000 today or spread it out over time? Here's what the data actually says. Lump sum investing beats dollar cost averaging about 66% of the time historically, because on average, the market goes up. So the sooner your money is invested, the sooner it's growing. But here's the thing, we're not robots. If you're genuinely terrified of investing your $1,000 today and the market dropping tomorrow, that fear might cause you to panic sell later. And panic selling is the Hashone wealth killer. So here's my actual recommendation. If you're confident and understand that market dips are temporary, invest the full $1,000 today. If you're nervous and this is your first time, invest $250 per week for 4 weeks. Either way, you'll be fully invested within a month, and the psychological comfort is worth the tiny statistical difference. This is what most people don't realize. $1,000 doesn't sound life-changing, and you're right, today, it's not. But here's the math. The stock market historically returns about 10% per year on average. Some years it's up 30%, some years it's down 20%, but over the long term, it averages around 10%. Let's be conservative and say 8% after inflation. In 10 years, your $1,000 becomes $2,159. In 20 years, $4,661. In 30 years, $10,063. In 40 years, $21,725. You literally don't have to do anything except not touch it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's say after you invest this first $1,000, you get into the habit of adding just $100 per month. That's $1,200 per year. In 30 years, $149,035. In 40 years, $349,101. That's over $250,000 from what started as $1,000 and then $100 per month. That's 2 fewer DoorDash orders per week. I need to warn you about the mistakes that will completely sabotage this plan. Mistake Hashone, selling when the market drops. The market will drop. Maybe next month. Maybe next year. If you invested in early 2020, you would have watched your $1,000 drop to $700 in March. If you panicked and sold, you locked in a $300 loss. If you did nothing, by the end of 2020, you'd have had $1,180. The drops are not the problem. Selling during the drops is. Mistake #2. Chasing meme stocks and crypto. Look, I'm not saying you can never buy individual stocks or Bitcoin, but not with your first $1,000. Not when you're still learning. The house always has to be built on a foundation of boring, diversified index funds. Mistake #3. Checking your account every day. This will make you insane and lead to emotional decisions. Check it quarterly. That's it. Mistake #4. Listening to financial influencers who make money from your clicks, not from sound advice. If someone's telling you about a hidden stock about to explode, they're selling you something. Here's the brutal truth. A year from now, you're going to wish you started today. I know $1,000 doesn't feel like enough to matter. I know investing feels like something rich people do. But every single person who's wealthy through investing started exactly where you are, with a small amount of money and the decision to start. The system isn't rigged against you. Compound interest doesn't care if you're rich or poor. It just cares about time. So, here's what you're going to do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity or Vanguard. Transfer your $1,000. Buy FZ or Oaks or VTI. Close the app and don't look at it for 3 months. And if $1,000 feels like too much, start with $100. Start with $50. The amount doesn't matter nearly as much as the habit. Because the difference between people who build wealth and people who don't isn't intelligence. It's not luck. It's simply that wealthy people started. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you actually opened the account. I want to hear about it. Now go invest that money.